Hi, I'm Larry London, and this is Border Crossings. On today's show, we welcome a band from Florida that topped the charts in 1997 with their mega hit, All For You. And they are back with their 10th studio album, Lighter in the Dark. It's Sister Hazel. They formed in 1993 and took their name from a Florida icon. We will hear their story and also live music from the new CD, along with their biggest hit. They've toured the world and in 2014 released a live DVD recorded on 20 different stages. Join us on today's show with Sister Hazel here on Border Crossings. Hi, this is Larry London. Welcome to Border Crossings, and we are coming to you from downtown Washington, D.C. on the road right now for their brand new album number 13, which is lucky in this case for the band Sister Hazel. We welcome the guys to D.C. Welcome.
Hey, Larry, thanks for having us.
It's great to have you in our studios. And first, can you introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
I'm Drew Copeland. I play guitar and sing.
My name's Ken Block. I play guitar and sing as well.
My name is Ryan Newell, and I do the same thing that those guys do.
Only better, right?
Only better. Yeah.
And I'm Jet. I'm bass and emotional support for the rest of them.
Welcome to D.C., guys.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on the new album, which just came out.
Yeah, it's been a really great week for us. You know, we came out first day. We were number 4 at iTunes, and we were looking at each other going, man, if you'd have told us when we started 21 years ago as a band
that we'd only be number 4, we'd have been really
disappointed in that. We would have said, what's wrong? Can't you do better? No, you're looking at 4 guys. This is what gratitude looks like right here. We have so much fun still. We're playing music that we're really proud of. We have fun playing, and it's been a great ride for us.
Now, it's been 5 years since the last album.
Yeah, it took a long time. It didn't seem like it was 5 years because, the band, we don't ever stop touring now. We kind of stay on the road. So we'll go out and we'll do 5 days. 5 days here, 5 days there during the month. And then every once in a while, we'll take a break and get in the studio and record some songs. And so we had been writing all 5 band members wrote a bunch of songs and started getting in the studio and putting this record together. And that's when we started getting pretty excited. It was a lot of fun. We were actually playing some songs off the new record. We played those for a couple of years, which was nice because we hadn't done that in a while. There was a breakneck pace for a while of us putting records out. Well, this time we actually got to take some of the new stuff out and play it on the road for a while and kind of mold these songs into what they are. And we're really excited about what Light in the Dark ended up being.
And you mentioned that, it is truly a group effort that everybody's contributed in the writing process. I read somewhere where each person is featured on a song on the album.
This is the first time. Well, Ken and I have both sang lead on a number of songs on the past albums, but this is the first time that Ryan Newell and Jet Barris, they both stepped out and sang lead on a couple of songs. Now,
there's actually 4 different lead vocals.
Yeah.
He gets one, and we each sing the rest of them.
Yeah, our drummer, he hums a lot.
He's a great. Let's just say he's a great drummer.
He's a great drummer.
He's a great drummer. For a drummer, he's got a great voice. Right.
Now, that's not the only new thing with the album. Country music. You've gone in another direction after 21 years.
Listen, when you've been a band for 21 years, you can't take a hard left or a hard right. We kind of are who we are. Something happens when the 5 of us, who's 4 right here today, but when we get behind our instruments, we make a noise. We make a sound. And it sounds like Sister Hazel. This thing definitely leans a little bit more on our sort of southern roots and southern rock and country and pop and that sort of boogie thing a little bit. But at the end of the day, we made a Sister Hazel record, and that country genre has kind of gotten a little bit wider, and it's certainly, we spent our last 10 years in Nashville with our management, writing up there, recorded our last 4 or 5 records in Nashville, and it just feels like another Sister Hazel record to us, but we really have been appreciative of the response.
Well, I'm sure the Hazelnuts are glad you're back after 5 years away from the recording part of the business.
Yes.
And if you guys wouldn't mind doing a song, I'd love to hear something live in our studios.
This is a song of ours off Lighter in the Dark. This is one called Take It With Me. I painted and I fixed up every inch of this old truck. Worked late every night for months. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Got good friends I hang around, familiar streets that I drive down. Yeah, I got some history in this town. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Oh, oh, it's gonna be great put it right back in his hand. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Southern stars up in the sky, moon reflecting in your eye. Girl, your love is so sweet tonight. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Oh no, no, no. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Oh yeah. Wish I could take it with me when I go. Oh, no, no, no. Wish I could take it with me when I go.
All right, sounding great. Sister Hazel,
Thanks,
live
man.
here on the
Thanks.
Voice of America. Lighter in the Dark is the new album, album 13. You guys sound like you're having fun. You look like
Oh,
you're having
man.
fun. And I guess that's the key to staying together 21 years.
Well, that's always kind of been our favorite thing is the time that we get to play live, and I think that's what's kept us on the road, and anytime that the other parts of the business start to get to us, man, when we get behind it, we literally still have fun together, which is amazing to me because those guys drive me crazy, honestly. But
Well, listen, and honestly, like you said, we get to play live, and we're playing for you, and we're excited. We still get excited about it, and then we look out the window, and there's a couple people out there, and there's look, they're smiling at us, and so all of a sudden you start moving around a little bit more. There's some folks listening, so it's fun. It still is. That's the same stuff we did when we were back in college at the University of Florida. We'd shut down the bars that we were playing in, and we'd all end up on somebody's front porch, and we'd grab guitars and sing and pick harmony parts, and we're still doing it 21 years later.
And that kind of, the fact that you mentioned there's a small crowd in the hall watching, it reminded me of a question. Do you have a preference? Do you like to play the 100,000 fan
Big festival
festivals,
thing,
or
yeah.
do you prefer the smaller venues which are more
They're
intimate?
very different.
I think it goes back and forth because there's something there's an energy you get from large crowds that you have a really good time. But we honestly, when we get to play an intimate show, and sometimes we do these acoustic shows, which are a lot of fun for us, the interaction with the crowd and the chance to kind of do things differently is a lot of fun as well. So they're very different. It's fun to kind of switch it up every once in a while. We'll go do an acoustic tour, and then we'll get back out and do the bigger shows. But they're both.
It's fun that
for
we're in a
us.
band that can do all those different things. I mean, we love to be on the big festival stages. The theaters, those 1,000 to 2,000 seat rooms are great. The energy, you can still get that. But with the acoustic tours, we actually stop and take questions in the middle. We're basically having a conversation all night. This is like we're in somebody's living room. So it's great fun for us.
And a lot of bands, when they prepare for a big tour, they'll go to a small bar with 200 people.
Absolutely.
And they'll do some stuff, test out some music and whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, you guys travel the world. You've performed just about every country on the planet, I guess.
Well, we haven't hit them all yet, but we certainly have gotten over and doing some military stuff. Gotten over there to Japan and Korea and stuff like that. And so it's still, and for us, going back to where we started, we play these songs like like All For You or something like that. No matter where we are in the world, having people sing back the words to your song, we're still just in awe. Like people go, do you still really love, you to play that song a million times? And we're like, well, are we really freaking out musically? Like this is not necessarily, but we're so blessed that reaction, that connection with people, no matter where we are, to playing something like All For You. It's pretty remarkable.
I don't remember that one.
We actually get emails and stuff from people, and I mean everywhere from Brazil, Germany, England, Australia, and we haven't been to a lot of those places. So I'm thinking maybe some sort of VOA border crossings.
Yeah, maybe we do a joint
You are
venture.
today. You're in those
Oh, we're
people's
in
lives
there
right
today.
now.
Well,
We're
maybe
reaching
this could
60
be the
countries.
launching point
Yes,
into
the
that.
launching pad.
All you need is an invitation,
Well,
right? That's
exactly.
it.
They have to come over here to see us. And they
Yeah,
come,
no, I know what we need to do. You know, you saw Iron Maiden's new.
we need one of those
I need one of those.
747.
Sister Hazel VOA, and
Yeah.
we'll get our own 747, and then we'll just kind of fly around and do shows. It'd be cool.
Or you could take your rockboat cruise to 60
yeah.
countries.
There we
You
go.
can dock at every port.
that's a good idea.
How
There
about
you go. See
that?
that?
That
Huh?
thing's really
That'd
done
be a
well for
year-long
us.
cruise. Wouldn't that be cool?
it would be
We've been
great.
doing that 16 years.
Isn't that
This
something?
past year was 16 years that we've done the Rock Boat, which it's very hard to explain to people what that's like. That it's a festival. We are the hosts of the boat, and we've done it for 16 years. But there are so many great bands that the whole theme and what the crowd wants and how we all interact. The other bands are catching on to what has made that what it is, and that is the interaction and the collaboration on stage and things like that. And it's really cool. This last year, we took out Gavin DeGraw and Need to Breathe and Michael Franti and just a host of other
30
incredible bands. And it's something that we look forward to every year. So
Yeah, we started it as a thank you to these people that took us from a van and trailer to our first platinum record. And we said we want to spend more time with you than, the 2 hours that we're on stage passing through town, high-fiving, getting pictures after a show. We want to get to know the Hazelnuts. We want to know you guys have a real relationship. It went so well the first year we took an entire cruise ship, man. We're talking about 2,500 people, huge production, 30 bands,
lots
now.
of buffets.
And it's really allowed a community of music lovers to get together in a way that's really never been done before. And yeah, we're going on 17 years, and we have we want people to discover their next favorite band, and so we've had bands on there that were Gavin before anyone really knew Gavin, or Blackberry Smoke, or even Zach Brown was on there. It's just been great to see guys we know like that. It's guys like that are easy to root for because they're such great bands.
Yeah.
Really, launch themselves into the stratosphere. So,
What's the plan for the next cruise?
next one's going to, I think, Belize and Mexico next year. 5 days. It's in February.
Yeah.
February 14th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
over
going to be the
Valentine's
10th
Day.
through the 15th, I think, of February. We haven't nailed our lineup yet, but that's going to be announced in the next probably 6
It's
or 8
going out of
weeks.
Tampa this year.
Yeah, it's going out of Tampa, Florida this year.
Close
so.
to home. You guys still live in Florida? Or
We still live in Florida. He still lives down in Florida. Ryan just moved here
Moved
to
here.
D.C. He lives in D.C. now. And our drummer lives in Atlanta, but we all started in Gainesville. Gainesville, Florida is still the home base.
And how did you meet? How did this all start? College? Or
Yeah, we were all in college.
University of Florida.
Yeah, we were all in University of
Gainesville.
Florida, all in different kind of things. Actually, he and I have been playing together 24 years, and that started because we were kind of socially lubricated at a Florida football tailgate party for a Tennessee game, and I was playing like Peaceful Easy Feeling, an Eagles song, and he jumped on and started singing harmonies, and everyone was like, "That's really great." Now I'm not sure how good it really was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But we were like, "Man,
that's
this is
great, man. We should make a living out of this."
Yeah.
And then we all kind of got together in different ways. Jet was really the first official member of Sister Hazel that said, "I love the idea of these songs and what you guys want to do and all that." And Ryan was in a band called Black Creek that was a great sort of jammy Southern rock band.
So we sabotaged that band.
Sabotaged
and stole
that
Ryan.
band as best we
Yeah.
could. And when Ryan and Mark, of course, had joined us as well, and when Ryan jumped in, that band was no more. Everything clicked together. I mean, it just, we were like, okay, this is what we're supposed to sound like, and that was really the launching pad for us.
What do you think's been the key to keep the band together this long?
Not dying.
Not dying. All right.
It's been a big key.
No, listen, longevity for us has been about you had
Chicken
to learn
wings.
a lot. You had to pick. What'd you say?
Chicken wings.
Chicken
after the
wings.
show.
Appreciation for
Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. Check your egos at the door. Don't argue about things that you're not going to worry about in 6 months. Never mind 6 minutes from now. Trust the guys. And getting back to what you said earlier, which is, if any one of us writes a song, any one of us, right, or brings in a song, we don't. Early on, we were hold it so preciously, and this is how this goes, and you got to do this, and we learned early on that everyone's got a gift that they're bringing to this party. And it really works when you come in and go, here's the skeleton of this song. And let everyone get their fingerprints on it. Let everyone get their signature and their stamp. That way everyone feels ownership in the song. And everyone really has good energy and excitement about the songs. And then they take on something completely unique. So as artists, we really do collaborate on every level.
I think also just we're all still really grateful that to be in the music business for this long and to still be relevant and to
people
still
care.
make a difference and still have people come out to shows like we were in Raleigh last night, and to have a full room on a Tuesday night. That's we're thankful for that. It's kind of cool.
Well, you're loved around the world. That's
you're
for
very
sure.
kind to say that.
And I get a lot of email, for your music on our music network. So congratulations on all the past success, and we're
Thanks.
thrilled that you got the new album, Lighter in the Dark. So would you guys do another song?
Yeah, we'll do something just in case. I was going to say, just in case somebody's going, Sister Hazel, I think let's play something, maybe one of our first songs here. And so this is a song of ours. This is a song of ours called "All for You." And if you're out there listening, don't be afraid to sing along whenever you want to. Finally, I figured out, but it took a long, long time. Oh, and now there's a turnabout, maybe 'cause I'm trying. There's been times I'm so confused, all my road that lead to you, just can't turn and walk away. I'd seen it all, 'cause it's been a long, long time. Oh, but then we'll trip and fall, wondering if I'm blind. Yeah, there's been times I'm so confused, all my road will lead to you, just can't turn and walk away. 'Cause I say what it is I see. I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Baby, rain comes pouring down, falling from blue sky. Yeah, words without a sound coming from your eyes. Finally, I figured out, but it took a long, long time. Whoa, and now there's a turnabout, maybe 'cause I'm trying. There's been times I'm so confused, maybe how my road will lead to you, just can't turn and walk away. Come on. It's hard to say what it is I see in you, if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Hard to say what it is I see in you, if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Yeah, baby, hard to say, it's hard to say, it's all for you.
Woo! All right, Sister Hazel.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're cheering around the world.
That one might catch on.
That one might catch on, huh? Where were you? I mean, a significant moment in everyone in a band's life in music when you hear your song on the radio for the very first time.
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny. I don't know about the first time ever, but I'll tell you the first time it really hit us all, like what's going on. So we first got a little buzz and we were going and we got in our deal and we were touring around, but we were touring around in a 1963 Silver Eagle bus that we had bought that was falling apart, that we built bunks in, and it literally was corroding so badly, and we lost reverse, and we were in Biloxi, Mississippi. And the guy comes out and he goes, "Look, this thing's about to snap in half. You can't go anywhere else." So we had to go rent a Ryder truck, like a Ryder moving truck, right? And we're all in the back, and we got like lawn chairs and guitars and coolers, and
all of our gear.
There's that little passageway to the front, right? And we're kind of bouncing down the road, and stuff's falling on our head. And our driver, who's Jason Moore, who's out running sound for Train now, as a matter of fact, and a good friend of ours, he goes, listen, guys. And it was American Top 40 with Casey Kasem, and he turns it on, and he goes, and we hear, coming in at number 38 is a little band from Gainesville, Florida. Here's Sister Hazel with All For You. And we're like, we made it! We're in the back of this moving truck, you know.
We'll never be in a Ryder truck again.
It's nowhere but up from here.
Yeah,
but it was really
didn't work
remarkable.
out that
I mean,
way, but-
you know, we all grew up at the same time, and it's like, you know, just hearing your name and your song on a show like that was so iconic was almost surreal to a bunch of kids like us. So it was pretty great.
And then you get the call, you're number one.
Then we got the call, we're number one. Actually, when we got that, we were in New York. We were all together, and we were at dinner, and they walked in with the sheet. And they put it down and handed it down and said, you guys are number one.
Wow.
And I remember it was extremely emotional for all of us, but I can speak for myself that I just poured out with emotion because we'd been at this, you know, all of us in some way, our whole lives playing music, writing songs. And as a band, you know, it feels like, you know, you live in vans and you're away from your family. And you if you're lucky, you sell a T-shirt and you can get a hotel room for years and years, believing in what you're doing and that you're on the right path doing what you're supposed to be doing. And when someone came back and said, you're number one, we were like, it was such validation that maybe we're on the right track.
Absolutely. Now here, you know, I mean, I was reading about you, and somebody had asked the question. A lot of us want to ask bands, but don't. You get tired of singing that song, and apparently you said no, absolutely not.
No, you know, people have asked us that, and it wasn't. I guess it was over like the last 5 years. Every time I would hear that, it started clicking in my head that, look, you're crazy. People still sing this song back. It opened a million doors for us. We've had a number of hits that got, you know, up the charts and that did fine for us, but that song opened the door for us to be able to do this. And so I've told people, look, I'll play it 10 times. You want to hear it 10 times? I'll play it 10 times. You know, as long as people keep coming out to hear it and sing along with us, we're very thankful for that song.
It's fun to play. I mean, it's got cool little groove and riff, and the harmonies are fun.
The
harmonies are fun.
No, Andrew said he's only going to play it 10 more times.
That's it. That's it.
The rest of
make it count. But what's really fun is watching the reaction, no matter where we are in the world or where we are in the country, having people kind of respond to it. They light up, you know, and to have a gift like that it's really something that we're extremely grateful for. But it opened the door for us to, actually what it did was it allowed people to come in and scratch beneath the surface and say, what's this band really about? Then they found out about, you know, we've had 8 songs, I think, on the charts over the years. So they know to Change Your Minds and Champagne Highs and Your Winners and Happy, all that stuff. But they also got to know us as guys. You know, we started the Rock Boat, we started the Hazelnut Hang, we started these fan events. We just started a thing called Camp Hazelnut, where we bring fans as well as kids that are and their families that are dealing with childhood cancer. We have a foundation called Lyrics for Life that we founded. My younger brother was diagnosed at 14 and passed away when he was 18. So I was a teenager when he was sick, and so we've raised over $1 million for childhood cancer research, for programs that support those families as they're navigating that. And we've always known that it's got to be more than about a song. The song opens the door. What do you want to do now? What do you want to say now? And for us, it's about writing songs we're proud of, making records we're proud of, putting on shows where people go, that was time and money well spent, and using that platform to call attention to worthy causes when we can.
And I remember playing All For You when it was a hit back, you know, in the day, and I was on the radio at that time, and I think I recall a story where someone had stole your equipment. I vaguely recall telling a story. Sister Hazel, equipment stolen. They're looking for their equipment.
He's had guitars taken from backstage. We had a lighting boards taken from backstage. We've had different things. We just had someone crawl on stage and steal a tambourine.
Yeah.
We
had all of our
We
stuff.
did have that time where we were going up the bridge in
Yeah, and all of our
Charleston.
stuff fell out of
and-
the trailer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were in Charleston, South Carolina. I used to have this little 2-lane bridge that went from Mount Pleasant right there over into Charleston. And one of us, I'm not going to say, went back to see if their wallet was back in that misplaced their wallet. And the didn't get locked for whatever reason. And all of a sudden, apparently, the back door of our trailer opened and all our gear fell out on this
On the
little
bridge,
highway, on
on
the
this
bridge.
2-lane
It
bridge.
shut traffic down for like miles and miles and miles and miles. Luckily, some people pulled over and started picking up like congas and
Yeah, this
guitars
lady
and
had a
stuff.
minivan, and she threw everything in her minivan and drove over the bridge and brought it to us. It was really nice. Hey, I forgot that sarcasm does not translate. So I just want to clear up that I'm not only going to play All For You 10 more times in case people are really
That's
concerned
right. We're
about
gonna
that.
Play it as
The
many
11th
times as
show.
you want. Yeah.
Because we're not going to do it.
Right. Sorry. Did you hear about Drew Copeland? He's only going to play the song 10 more
my
times.
goodness.
Yeah. Just
Well,
being
Sister Hazel, our now 13th album, Lighter in the Dark. So let's bring it back to the new album. And what's the message on the new album? What are you putting out there? Because it's not just country, as you said earlier.
It's
so
a
what?
Sister Hazel record.
Yeah, that's what I would say. The message is for the people that are afraid of the country label, don't be. Go. It's an evolutionary step of Sister Hazel. You're going to put that disc in, and you're going to go, wait a minute, this is just the band doing their thing. It's not. I see where you can say it fits in that, but it's just another record for us. But it shows the evolutionary step. Our songwriting, our musicianship. I'm really proud of it. That's a great record for us.
You know what's funny when people talk about that country monikers, whatever, is that when we put out All For You, rock stations were going, well, this sounds like a country record. You put out, Your Winter or Mandolin Moon or, a lot of people were going, well, this isn't necessarily a straight up rock record. Anyone that's seen us has known it's always, we've had these acoustic guitars, lots of slide guitar, groove and rhythm section, big stories and harmonies. We just are who we are. We grew up Gainesville, Florida. The bands around us when we grew up, just ahead of us, were the Leonard Skinners, the Allman Brothers, who took us on our first big tour. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers from Gainesville as well. We're the second biggest band from Gainesville, Florida. It's a distant second, mind you, but you couldn't help but be shaped by those sort of bands and Eagles and Bernie Leddens from Gainesville as well, and Don Felder and all that. So we kind of are who we are, product of where we grew up.
Mm-hmm. I know the industry likes to put labels on things.
Yeah,
So
I understand that. We just like to play good music that we like, and we really hope that it resonates.
And
with
hey,
other
if
people.
it can open up to a whole new crowd,
Yeah.
to Sister Hazel, then that's all
come.
good with
we
us.
are inclusive, not exclusive.
And we were fortunate enough also, speaking about that transition, we were fortunate enough to have a good friend of ours, Darius Rucker. I co-wrote a song with him, and he agreed to come on and sing on the record as well. So there's a really fun song that we wrote called Karaoke Song with Darius, and so he's on there as well, showcasing his awesome voice. And
Well, we've been friends for 20 years with him, and
Yeah.
we all kind of grew out of that southeastern original music scene. And
he's
he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's always
like a
going,
brother to us.
You guys, come on, man. Y'all are, you need to get over here. It's time. You guys were, this is your home. So we're very thankful for the reception that we're getting in the genre.
Is the label still Croaking Poets? Is that
That's kind of our label, but we're actually putting it out through ourselves and Average Joe's, which is out of Nashville as well, and our management company there. And we've got a great team of guys around us working this record, and that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about relationships and people who are passionate about your project and your music that wake up every day going, I can't wait to share what's going on.
It's not about just me and the things I like. and
No,
do.
not necessarily.
Really?
Not today,
Oh, I
anyway.
forgot the sarcasm thing again.
I did get some email from people wanting to hear the story.
Yeah.
I know there's a story on how you got your name. Sister Hazel name.
We grew up down there in Gainesville, Florida, and there's an African-American lady named Sister Hazel Williams who ran a homeless shelter and a soup kitchen kind of thing. Still does, actually. She's in her late 80s. And she would give, these little PSAs would come on TV, the public service announcements, and they would say, she would talk about what she was doing or how she was helping. And I was a little boy, and I'd look at my mom, and I'd say, Mom, that lady's helping out people she doesn't even know. And that was my first real understanding of service work and giving to others regardless. And for her, regardless of race, religion, age, whatever, she would give you a safe, warm place to dust off, regroup, and get back on your feet. When we were looking for a name for the band, that that name represented unconditional regard for everybody, and it's really worked out well. Now, we couldn't find her when we first started using the name, and so we get a call. Drew and I, we were living together at the time. We did a release party for this first little record we made, and she called at like 7 in the morning, and our roommate's like, dude, you're going to want to take this call. And so I picked up the phone, and it was Sister Hazel Williams, and I was like, well, we tried to find you, and she goes, well, I'd been in Haiti. She said she'd been in Haiti and Belize running missions, and when she came back, she saw her name, Sister Hazel, up on every club and pub and coffee house and theater in Gainesville, wanted to know what we were all about. So we met at a Shoney's, and she gave us her blessing, and here we are today, still using it.
Well, you guys are great. I mean, you're very generous with your time. You work with a lot of charities, and you're very loyal to your fans, and they're loyal back.
Well, and we appreciate. You don't have to have us on your show. We appreciate the fact that you have us on the show. It's a great honor and a pleasure. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
But the new album is Later in the Dark. You guys are going to do another song?
Yeah, we're going to do a song right here, and this is fun because Drew and I get to swap off vocals, and it's got a cool little groove here. So I want to send this one out to my middle daughter, Marley. She turns 13 years old today. So I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 teenagers all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened. I love you, Marley.
Dude, you're 75 years old. You've got it.
I love you, Marley. Happy birthday, teenage. You're gonna have a great run right here. So. Have you ever been flying down a long, windy road with your windows wide open and the sun rushing in? Have you ever sat staring at a shoreline all night? Don't want to blink your eyes thinking, man, this is it. And the last thing you think about is leaving. Yeah, you can't believe you're seeing what you see. Yeah. She's that kind to stop you right in your tracks, knock you out just like that. Something you just can't explain. That kind to blow your mind every time that you thought you'd never find. That kind of beautiful. On a Sunday, it's forgiveness when you need it the most. It's like that little girl singing every single word with a big smile down in the front row. Yeah. Wanna stand so close you can feel it. Yeah, you're wishing that the whole world could see it. She's that kind to stop you right in your tracks, knock you out just like that. Something you just can't explain. Blow your mind every time that you thought you'd never find. That kind of beautiful. Yeah. Once you've held on, you'll remember where you've been. Just like that song. Just like that song. Hear it again and again. She's that kind to stop you right in your tracks, knock you out just like that. Something you just can't explain. That kind to blow your mind every time that you thought you'd never find. That kind to stop you right in your tracks, knock you out just like that. Something you just can't explain. That kind to blow your mind every time that you thought you'd never find. That kind of beautiful. Yeah. That kind of beautiful.
All right, Sister Hazel live here on Border Crossings, and if you have a chance to go see them live when they're on tour, absolutely, definitely take advantage of that opportunity. What's your website where people can get the tour schedule?
We got creative with it. It's sisterhazel.com.
Yeah,
That's it. Very creative.
Our Twitter is at Sister Hazel Band. We got our Facebook page and Instagram and all that stuff, and we're pretty active. All of us are pretty active on there, answering stuff and communicating with people. But that's where the most fun is. Come out to a live show. We don't promise a lot, but we do promise a great time. So.
And 20 stages is the live DVD.
Yeah,
if people
20
want to see
stages.
the concert and can't make it out.
Yeah, they can check out that, and that was a great project. Actually, our bass player Jet Bears over there really spearheaded that whole whole thing, and Ryan did mixing. Jet did a lot of editing and putting the whole thing
In-house.
together. In-house
Productions.
It was our 20th year as a band, and we wanted to document that 20th year in some way. So it was 20 different stages that meant something to us around these great United States of America.
Social media is great, isn't it? I mean, your fans
is a
can
good
reach
thing.
out to you
Yeah,
in ways that you could never, communicate with fans before.
It's really, I love the fact that wall's kind of torn down between artists and people that support the artists. So.
Well, come back and see us again.
Larry, thanks
Please.
for having us.
Thank
It's
you
been a
for
lot of
having
fun.
us.
Love to have you guys back.
Thank
And
you.
Sister Hazel, Lighter in the Dark is the name of the new CD. I'm Larry London, and this is Border Crossings.